Every time I went on, I could just feel the people laughing at me. It was fantastic. That gives me such a buzz. Such a hell of a buzz.
Yeah, I'm sure that we came from the sea, most definitely, because it just seems, you know, when I get into water, I naturally want to start frolicking, and I think that must mean that, you know, so we came out of the sea and crawled onto land for some reason. I don't know why, and it's a shame. I think it'd be great if we all went back to being aquatic.
I can't bring myself around to thinking we came from the sea.
No, I don't think great-great-granddad was a fish.
Slimy though, wouldn't he?
I do define goals and targets, but then when you get going, it's fun. It's just good fun, really. It doesn't feel like work. It just feels like you're just being really silly.
Yeah, I reckon there's quite a few of them roaming around the planet at the moment, and
Well, I think just the opposite. Yeah. To be honest, I don't think at this particular time aliens do not exist. Until someone comes up with the proof that they are existing.
There's a lot of proof on that they exist on other planets, isn't there?
Yes, I think we've got a lovely beach. The only problem is obviously the sea doesn't come in very often. Usually it's only in twice a day, and it usually seems to be the wrong time of the day for holiday makers.
You need to warm all those areas up, your body, and then moving on to your voice. And I start to hum a kind of there's opening your voice and going, you know,
I'd like to have something that kind of unfold out of your nose like a periscope, like a periscope, so that when you went swimming, you could just shoot this periscope up, and you could just get air the whole time. That would be great. It'd have to be very long though, wouldn't it? Because if you're going 20 foot down or something.
Yeah, I think so. I was scared of the sea because it was really big, and I was really little, and it was just really huge, and it was cold, and it was unpredictable, and you know you'd get splashed and knocked over, and I got dumped a few times by the waves, and I didn't like that at all, not one bit, and it would all be in my eyes, and no, it wasn't very nice. But once I'd learned to swim, I was much happier, and now I always go swimming in the sea now.
Well, the one what springs to my mind, it was a very, very big spillage.
Worst fear, I suppose, isn't it? If you dive in and you dive
yeah.
You don't want to go in the water and come up with like oil all over you.
Yeah.
It must put people off a holiday to see the state of it.
I think they get fined. I'm almost certain they do get fined, the ship owners. Yeah, indeed. My wife and I holiday annually in Cornwall or Devon. My wife actually must have sea and coast on her holiday agenda, so that over the many years, even though all our holidays have been in Britain, we've only once been to a non-coastal county, which is Shropshire. We had a fine holiday there, but the need to be near the sea nevertheless draws us back time and time again.
I have to say I don't really like the idea of what's below. I find it a bit kind of like, oh, it's like I think about how deep am I, or is there going to be kind of, you know, because I do swim quite a way out, but I have to say the further out, it's almost like testing myself or something like that. It's like, go on, like how far can you go?
I like that feeling of like accomplishing something, but if I had a choice, I would rather not work and just have a really nice life. Yeah, I think sometimes you feel a bit like you're a slave to someone else, really.
I do incline to think maybe we did start from another planet, maybe we did come from another planet.
You know, I'd love to see aliens or something similar on our planet. I think it'd be great to see how we kind of interact with them, whether they'd be similar to us or not very similar or something like that.
Would they be good golfers?
I don't know whether physiologically we're developing.
The only thing I can think of is that because we have such stressed lives, we're much more aware of exercising to release the stress, and so we're getting more toned bodies than we might have had.
I hate seafood. I really, absolutely detest it. I did eat a fish once, about 2 years ago, and I think they're disgusting.
You feel sick sometimes. But as soon as I go on stage, I think, well, this is it. I can't turn back now. I'm on. Oh, God, here comes the light. The light's going up. Inside, the real me is saying, oh, my God. You know, here we go. Why am I doing this? I love it when I'm doing it. I know I love it when I'm doing it, but why am I doing it? I'm glad I didn't have too much to eat.
I just don't really like the idea of feeling like even fish, which is a bit dumb because obviously they're there. The bit that I really hate is when you get that seaweed. Yeah, I suppose it is seaweed that it kind of like catches around, you know, that brown sort of like stuff like tagliatelle, but it's so big that kind of like wraps itself around. That's when I get a bit freaked out, and I kind of think I'd rather be in a swimming pool.
We're great beach people, but not sunburning, but not sunbathing. The bottom line is we never sunbathe.
I think we've evolved to our full potential. I think we have.
Possibly.
It's hard to...
Maybe not on an intellectual basis, because
Well, I
every day
don't know,
we're
it's hard
creating more and more.
hard to see how you can improve further, isn't it?
You enjoy being buoyed up by it, but of course with every swell there's always a little dip at the other side, so that's something that you always have to check for and be aware of.
Oh, that's too clever for me, all of that stuff.
I don't know. I think we're more likely to have originated from on land because we haven't got we've got gills, haven't we? But maybe,
If you get the bends, it can be quite narcotic. You can get a kind of narcotic effect. You don't know which direction you're going in, you don't know which is up or down, you don't know how long you've been in the water, you can't regulate yourself anymore. And I think it's it's really, really dangerous.
I've had altitude sickness, which is like the opposite, isn't it?
My theory is we came from another planet.
I think it's a great medium. It supports you. It's fun. It's a beautiful environment to be in. So for me, I love water.
I don't love water. I'm scared in the water.
there's only a certain depth you can go to, isn't there, without your head exploding.
So I do have a real phobia about the water, don't I? Which is driving everybody mad now.
The sound of the sea. Definitely, it's the sound of the sea. I find it really, really peaceful.
In our own part of the world, we're extremely attached to Whitby and visited in what's called our Whitby season, which is from October to March. As to the finest holiday that I've had, I would probably say, paradoxically, that it was in the Lake District during the foot and mouth epidemic.
My ideal British holiday. I'd probably like a weekend city break myself, living by the sea.
Ooh! Sorry.